Honorkoff was a base I made back in February of 2024. I worked on it for 5 months. At the time of me returning, Honorkoff was 4 months abandoned, and I decided to give the location of it to a new player, Kony. It felt weird being back there, but there was another reason besides me returning just to guide him around. I'm sure you're wondering, what other reason would make you want to go back to an old, run-down base? Well, before I answer that, I'd like to talk about my emotional connection to this place. To me and my team, Honorkoff was so much more than just a place of operations. It was a home to the Unity Coalition. When everyone was here, it was lively. It was a place teeming with life, laughter, and purpose. People not only worked, but also bonded. Every room and corridor echoed with community and commandery. All of this made not only Honorkoff the place to be, but also the Unity Coalition a faction to be a part of. When all of us came together, this base became better than I could have ever made it if I decided to stay by myself. After all, we weren't just a team, we were a family. I loved all of it. The fun times, the conversations, all of it. Look, I missed the way things were. When everything fell into place and I felt secure. And so that brings us back to the main question and others that have risen. Why am I back? What was the Unity Coalition? And what happened to it all? To start off, the Unity Coalition was a faction I created back in June of 2024. The first member was my right-hand man, named Scoober. We had inhabited Honorkoff before the faction was created. In order to get more members, we decided to go out and look for people who didn't have a team and had the same thought process as us. Each time we found someone, we would tell them what the faction was all about, and if they wanted to join, we would make them sign a contract and then lead them to Honorkoff, where they were geared up. The whole reason I started the faction was to take down Val, LSP, and Tersh, which were all large factions that sold items in mass for netherite and real-life currency. I wasn't very fond of that, nor was I fond of the fact that they trapped and killed or exploited the innocent for fun, as well as labor. We were never able to take any action because everything took a turn for the worst in no time. On the morning of August 8th, 2024, I woke up. It seemed like a normal day, but then Troop Leader 1, Brent, came to me in a hurry. He led me over to the storage room and opened the enchantment chest. He pulled out something, a book, signed by Jamul of SIP. I was terrified. Of a book? No. Terrified of how it got in here. I didn't know who Jamul was, let alone how he got past everybody in the base. But I did know that this place was compromised. So many thoughts were racing through my head. Why didn't he destroy Honorkov? How did he find this place? I didn't know what to do. All that was for certain was the fact that Honorkov and everybody in it was in danger. And then I made the worst decision ever. I forced everybody to evacuate. We packed up everything and ran down the corridors, all the way to the surface, and fled across the obsidian highway. Some people were slow. They were left at Honorkov and along the highway. I never looked back. People died. People gave up. But I didn't stop running. In fact, I never looked back. Hours of traveling passed. Thousands and thousands of blocks. And we finally found a cave. We set up camp. I called it Fort Sabir, also known as the last stand of the Unity Coalition, because that's where the Unity Coalition disbanded. We spent maybe a little bit more than a week there, and then people started leaving. Not just the base, but the Unity Coalition. I don't blame them. If my leader sat around, procrastinating, doing nothing with what we had built, I'd leave too. Eventually, I realized something. I was so selfish. I didn't run away to save my faction. I ran away to save myself and my new found wealth. People put their faith in me. I told them we'd take down these greedy factions. And yet, I had become just as greedy as the rest of them when I realized I could tell my people what to do, and they'd listen without question. Two months at Fort Sabir passed. I disbanded the Unity Coalition, leaving those who were still loyal in the dark, without hope. To this day, I wonder, why did everyone listen to me? Why did so many people still follow me after everything? And now, I've returned for reflection, but also to get protection for books. I need to make new gear for the First Order. But before that, I have a whole lot of traveling to do.